All right, guys, we are back at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. They are still going through their Beer Fest event, but that's not why we're here. Today, we're here for something a little bit different. I wanted to try something a little bit different. They just recently announced all of their Howl-O-Scream event, and we want to go through and check out where things are going to be and see if any construction is currently going on. Let's go inside the park. Before we head on in, just like we did last time, one of the annual pass holder benefits is you get your quick queue for the month of August, a free quick queue every time you visit for Howl-O-Scream. Last time we were here, my pass got really wet, so I don't know if it's going to be able to scan. I'm going to have to manually input. All right, that's pretty cool. As we were going through the options, there's several free things in the month of August that are free for members. I got a free ticket for the month of August that expires at the end of August, and then the Howl-O-Scream quick queue right here in the front, also a free photo pass and several other things. So as you can see, several things to redeem. Let's head into the park and redeem them, and also check out some of the construction, if there is any. And here we go, our first little bit of Howl-O-Scream. We got the Grim Reaper outside with a nice large sign letting us know that Busch Gardens Howl-O-Scream is available. Select dates September 12th through October 31st. Right down here, do not climb. But this was not here last time we were here, so already we're starting to see some change. The event is very close. It's literally a month away. We're on the 14th of August, so just shy of 30 days away from starting. All right, we are just about to enter the park, but I just wanted to say a quick thing. So all the announcements came out just recently. We did a video for it, so make sure to go back and check it out. It's the previous video to this one, where we go over the whole entire Howl-O-Scream event for 2021 and what houses are coming, what announcements were made. The only thing that's missing out of that video is the Witch of the Woods, which was announced on Friday, which we'll talk about a little bit when we get closer to the location of where that's going to be. But these construction updates, I've never done one of these here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Actually, I don't think I've ever done many construction updates, but my boo bros over in Orlando do these frequently for Halloween Horror Nights. So I wanted to take that concept and apply it to Howl-O-Scream here. Hopefully it ends up being a great video and you guys enjoy it. If you do, make sure to comment down below, let me know, and like this video. It really helps get it pushed out on the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe to the channel to show your support. Now let's get inside. All right, we're inside. As we enter, typically right here, there is a skull, but right now they are in their Beer Fest, so currently there is no skull. But as we make our way in, the first little area that we see is where Ripper Row currently would be if we were at Howl-O-Scream. So let's check out and see if any of the theming has gone up. Now, a quick look around, you look up, you look down. I don't see much in reference to Howl-O-Scream currently up, at least not in this area. I do see some characters up ahead, but before we continue, let's go into the Emporium and get our complimentary quick queue. All right, so we just exited the Emporium, and I took a quick look around at the merch in the Emporium to see if any Howl-O-Scream merch had gone up, and no, not yet. I also don't see any of the lighting or fog machines set up, at least not in this area, which is the entrance, like England area, where, like I said, Jack the Ripper, Ripper's Row, would be set up. So soon enough, I mean, the event is so close, they have to have some things prepped to start bringing out soon enough. Let's go deeper into the park and see what else we find. All right, we continue our way in, and at the moment, we haven't seen much. There's been some posters and whatnot referencing the event and the dates, but no actual construction. We're going to start off by going right and heading into Ireland. Ireland is going to have like that Jack dance party, so let's go take a look and see if anything's up there. All right, as we enter into Killarney, not much theming yet, but I'm going to show you two locations, because in the Ireland area there is going to be a house as well as a experience, which is the Jack is Back experience, which is just ahead. But I'll show you also where the Killarney Diner is going to be located, I believe. All right, not sure if you could see this with the glare. Let's take a look. If we come over here into the shade, there you go. Now I can see it. You got Killarney Diner, which is one of the haunted houses coming to the event, and it's going to be here in Ireland. I believe that is why the Battle for Ire location is currently closed. They're doing construction, and it's going to be held inside of this 3D event or 3D ride that is currently closed. So Battle for Ire has been closed for some time now. Reason being, I believe they're prepping that area for Howl-O-Scream. And then the next thing that we'll see here in Ireland is the Jack is Back show, which is the popular disco dance celebration, which returns to the Ireland village with pumpkins, scarecrows, Howl-O-Scream leading character Jack. So we're gonna show you in just a second. Right over here is where that typically is held, right outside of Grogan's Pub, typically where these tables are. You'll see right up there, there's a little stage, and as you can see, there's some speakers and some stuff set up. So maybe that could be the first bit of construction that we see for Howl-O-Scream here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg today. Okay, correction. I said that there's two things here in Ireland. There's actually three. One of the bars, the control bar, is located here in Ireland, and this is the location for it. It looks like currently there is no theming or anything set up for it, but this is the location where they'll have it set up so that you could actually pay to activate some of the scares within the houses, which is pretty cool. And you could watch it on a screen as it scares some of the patrons walking through. As we make our way past the wolf enclosure as well as the eagle enclosure, and right across from Lorikeet Glen, which is the aviary, this area over here doesn't seem to get too much theming. Maybe some like ambiance, lighting, and that little horse and carriage over there in the distance tends to get some like projection lighting on it, but nothing too crazy as we make our way into New France, or not New France, France. You gotta say, as we cross over going into France right now, geez, it is a hot day here at the park as we do this little construction update. I am sweating profusely. Not my favorite time to be walking around a park, but do it for you guys. And also I enjoy just checking out and seeing what's up already for the event. Let's take a look. We are now crossing into New France. Or why do I keep on saying New France? Into France. All right, and now making our way through France, typically where Fool's Court would be held. This year, no Fool's Court, at least not yet on the website. It does say that the whole event has been announced. So the likelihood of Fool's Court returning, unlikely. One of my favorites. The actors here are typically very interactive, but we do have a new Scarezone over in the New France area. And as we enter the New France area right next to the smokehouse, we'll take a look at Meat Market, which is the new Scarezone that's coming to this area. Let's take a look around and see if we could see any construction for it. Way through New France, you'll hear in the background there is a live band playing, so I kind of avoided that area just because of the sound and potential copyright. But not too much theming here for Howl-O-Scream. The Scarezone itself, Meat Market, is going to be like a cannibal type of Scarezone with what looks like crazy butchers that butcher humans for, you know, little hors d'oeuvres and eating of humans. It's crazy. I anticipate that this will be pretty cool. It is the replacement to Axe Alley. Now we are crossing over into Rainfeld Village, which is where Hex Hollow is going to be at. And this is one that, as far as the imagery, looks really cool, but it's kind of bittersweet because this is typically where Vampire Point goes. And once again, the actors here are very interactive. There's a specific vampire that I always film every single year, and I hope he's going to be back in a different role. But yeah, his whole role is going to be changing. I do see right here at the entrance, there is some type of lighting, which may be specific for Howl-O-Scream, because they do add a lot of ambiance. And as you saw in that picture, there's going to be like green lighting and very like historic looking buildings. So maybe they'll do some projection mapping on here. Up ahead, there is the building that typically does get the majority of the theming from projection mapping. We'll show you that in just a second. And here she is. This is the building that typically gets all the projection mapping for most of their holiday events, from their Christmas event as well as their Halloween event. They'll get like candy canes dropping down the building for Christmas, and then pumpkins and other scary things for Howl-O-Scream. Can't wait to see that theming come back. As we make our way through and we start heading over to Oktoberfest, it's kind of sad to think that, you know, Vampire Point as well as Fool's Court aren't going to be returning this year. Two areas that I love to visit at the park, but sometimes, you know, the old has to go for something new and cool to replace it. So I'm really hoping that the replacement for Rainfeld Village as well as Fool's Court end up being awesome. And talking about old things being replaced so new things could come in, here we are at Dark Castle, RIP. But when will something new replace this? And now we are in Oktoberfest, which is where Phantom of the Fest House will be, right over here. So I think right now just we're too deep into Beer Fest for them to start theming this Howl-O-Scream. But soon enough, I mean, I think within the next 2 weeks, we will see some of the retheming. But this is one of the areas it's going to be like I'm sure there's going to be a DJ up there, like typically they do, and then like a little bit of a party going on in this area right here. Now, if you just tuck back behind Fest House over there on the left-hand side, this is kind of to the, if you're looking at Fest House in front of it, it's to the left side. This is the area where typically Vault and Lumberhack are, but this year Lumberhack will not be returning, and I don't believe anything will be in the Vault building either. But we do have Witch of the Woods, which is the newest house that's actually shared between here, Williamsburg, and Tampa. So kind of cool. I don't remember many years with us having shared houses, but this does seem like the marquee house for this year. And right down this way is where you'll be entering. Of course, right now it is blocked. This is an area that's used for special events like Howl-O-Scream, and the line queue will be right down this way. Typically there's 2 houses down this way, but this year it seems like there's only going to be one, which is Witch of the Woods. As we make our way further into the Oktoberfest area, right next to where Verbolten is right back here, and you can see the sign for Verbolten right ahead of us, there typically isn't much theming here. It's just kind of like a cross through. There'll be like areas for you to purchase drinks and whatnot, but the theming doesn't begin until you get to the bridge and start crossing over into the, what is it, New Marco or Marco Square, something like that area, which when we get there, there is something coming to that area that we'll talk about in just a moment. Alrighty guys, I am currently melting away in front of you, but I promise you, we'll make it through. We're almost done. We're getting to the final portion of the park. We've almost made our full loop and seen everything that's coming to Howl-O-Scream. Not much in the form of construction, but I anticipate that soon enough, there will be construction that will be visible. Aside from that scarecrow, or not scarecrow, the Grim Reaper out front, not much else that has been put up, but we are able to see the areas and kind of make an idea. I'll try to put up pictures everywhere that we're walking through and we're talking about for you guys to get an idea of what it's going to look like there. This bridge right here typically has some of the best theming during Howl-O-Scream. It's one of my favorite areas to walk through because of the lighting, the sounds, there'll be cobwebs everywhere, and also just the view of the park with the rides going through during Howl-O-Scream in the nighttime are very unique. And I don't know what I called it earlier, but the San Marco area is what I meant to say as we were talking about it. You'll have the Skeletones right over here on this stage in the San Marco market area is where they will be performing. We'll probably catch that as well. When we come, I'm all about the houses, but I do love getting myself a little show here and there. Now, as for the rest of the San Marco area here in Italy, there's not much more theming, aside from lighting and it being dark out here and some of the bars. But last year, right over here, they blocked this area out. This is where they did the media event for Halloween Harvest. And as we continue our way through, we make our way to our last territory area, which is Garden of the Souls, a returning one, which is kind of like a homage to Dia of the Muertos, where it's very like dark, foggy in this area, and then you have a bunch of people dressed up like skeletons and whatnot roaming the area and scaring you. As we make our way through Festa, Italy, I regret to inform you that unfortunately it doesn't look like from the announcements that the Sideshow Square will be returning. One of our favorites here with all the clowns, merry-go-round, and a couple of other characters like the ringleader and whatnot, we won't be seeing, at least not at Sideshow Square. But towards the back, we do have a returning haunted house. Let's get back there. And it does look like they have the area where the next house would be Cirque du Sinistro, a returning house and a returning favorite, kind of an all-time classic now here at the park. It's blocked off. Right back there towards the right where you see these little blue huts is where the entrance would be for Cirque du Sinistro. Returning this year. I'm excited to check it out. And as we make our final walkthrough to where right now is the Curse of Pompeii, and you can see it's currently running, the water ride. Right below this ride, there is Dystopia, which is a returning house here. I'll show you in just a second where the entrance is for Dystopia. So as we're walking up, it looks like there's a decent crowd over there because the ride's currently running, but where you see the lockers over there in the distance is where the entrance to Dystopia would be typically. This is one of my favorite houses. I got to ride it by myself, or not ride it, I got to walk through it by myself, which made it extremely creepy. I hope this year, again, we get to do some of that, and mostly with those quick queues. Hopefully we'll get some quick access, early access to all these houses and have a hell of a time once Howl-O-Scream returns. Alrighty guys, it has been a fun, hot day here at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, giving you some construction updates for their Howl-O-Scream event that's coming up soon. Really the only true piece of construction, physical construction that we saw was this big guy. Aside from that, I hope you got a good idea of what the layout of the event's going to be like and maybe a little bit of what to expect if you're planning on coming to the event. Let us know in the comments down below if you're coming to the event, or if you enjoyed this video, maybe I could do a little bit more before the event actually starts. Come back maybe once or twice more. But as always guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Like this video if you enjoyed it. It really helps get it pushed out on the YouTube algorithm. Also subscribe to the channel to show your support. I'll see you guys on the next one, but don't forget to ask yourself, have you been entertained?